Alright guys, welcome to the video today. So in this video I'm going to be talking about how to play bootleg year 1 Destiny in private matches. And like I said, this is bootleg, this isn't the same exact thing. Blink is not relevant still, arc bolts don't do 122 damage. It's basically to increase the output of damage on all guns. So whether it be a shotgun, a sniper, a hawk moon, a hand cannon or a pulse rifle or whatever, even auto rifles, which is really fun to play with. If you want to play like it's been in the past and you want to have that crispy 111s on a last word, or doing a 2-tap with a thorn or a 2-tap with a hawk moon, then you can do this. So it's something you can't replicate for public matches, but if you want to go in with friends, either in a competitive style where you want to beat each other, or you're just playing Rumble together for fun, then this is how you do it. And I honestly enjoyed it a lot more than just playing regular PvP. And this applies both to this meta and different metas over the course of time, whether it be right now or 5 months from now. If you ever want to switch it up, this is a very good way to do so. And I kind of wanted just to make a video explaining how to do it. If you're wondering how all of this works, there's a setting in private matches where you can disable and enable light level advantages. Basically what it does is it turns it into trials or Iron Banner mode where your level matters. And the way that you manipulate it to make it so primaries and secondaries do so much damage is you give yourself a 400 primary and a 400 secondary. It doesn't have to be exactly 400, anywhere between 390 and 400 light for your primary and secondary. And then from that point, you want to bring your overall light level down to around 313 to 317. 315 is kind of like the target overall light, but I found that it doesn't really matter. If one person's 313 and another person's like 316, it's not really that big of a difference. So if you don't get it exact on 315, it doesn't matter that much. But 315, like I said, it's the target, but just try to get somewhere near there. And the main kind of means that people use to accomplish this is if you have, a white ghost or any sort of white armor on your character that's 3 or 10 armor or whatever, super low light level, then you want to equip that, and that's going to bring your overall light level down a lot. And if you don't have that, then if you look at in the Days of Iron book, you can actually get rewards, I believe, that are like 3 light level, and you basically just kind of balance it out where you have certain items that are lower light than others, certain that are high light, and you basically want to balance your character out to the point where you have two 400 weapons being your primary on secondary, and then on top of that having around a 315 overall light. At first it was suggested that we replace the current sweaty or tournament settings with this whole year 1 emulation sort of thing, and it sounded really cool at first, and I was very much open to doing so. It originated in War's chat, I believe. His name is War Bulletproof if you haven't heard of him, twitch.tv/WarBulletproof, and essentially a guy came in there and he explained this whole thing about how to get year 1 damage, and it sounded really cool at first, and I was eager to try it, and a lot of people were eager to try it as well. So for the first 5 days, and even still currently as I'm making this video, you can find a lot of people streaming them. Twitch.tv/Anbu, Twitch.tv/WarBulletproof, and Twitch.tv/CheckYourFlank. I'll put links to those in the description box down below because they've been streaming them the past few days, a lot more so than I have. So if you watch this video and you're interested in them and you want to see how they perform on a day-to-day basis, game in and game out, and not just watch one game from me, then I would highly recommend you follow them. And from there, if you have a Twitch account, you can just go to the following tab and see if they're streaming. They'll probably title it Year 1 Sweat, so you can kind of tell if you want to tune in and see how it works. But for me, I noticed right off the bat that primaries obviously are extremely potent now, and they can do a ton of damage. But the biggest part about year 1 wasn't necessarily the damage, it was how consistent they were, and that you could hit people, not necessarily just cross map, but every single time you're engaging at medium to kind of medium long range, you could rely on the hawk moon, you could rely on the thorn, maybe not last word as much, but overall you could rely on an exotic hand cannon to actually hit people. And obviously we still have that issue with IS Luna, but it's a lot less significant than something like exotic hand cannons. As I mentioned in a few videos ago, exotics are very easy to target. They're not a class of weapon that can have a lot of different perks on them. It's one weapon well known throughout the community with one set of perks. So exotics have been nerfed repeatedly. Thorn was nerfed many times. It received a 25% range nerf moving into Rise of Iron, and even at that point it wasn't really seeing much usage anyways. So it's a lot different, and you'll notice that as well. There's a clip right here that you see where I pick up the 2-piece, but that 2-piece very well could have been 0 registered bullets. So you're going to notice that right off the bat. I feel like it's just not consistent enough to the point where we can put so much damage on such little amounts of bullets and have that be reliable. It's more something that if you want to go into a private match, play a rumble or a skirmish with your buddies, and you want to relive not necessarily the hand cannon moments, but something like Surdos, Red Death, some sort of bad juju or pulse rifle meta, anything in the past, you can fine tune this. It doesn't just have to be 315 light. You can kind of choose whatever light you want and kind of tweak it. You can look back at gameplay and kind of see how much damage different weapons did and what you kind of want to aim for. Personally, with us, we kind of aim for that whole Thorn 2-tap meta, but obviously depending on what you want to do, it can be entirely different. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope the gameplay served a purpose and it kind of gave you a quick little insight as to what weapons feel like. One quick little addition, you will notice that Matador is sniping a little bit further than usual now, and if I was sniping, you'd see that LDR does, I think it's like 170 to the body with this setting if you have a 400 light version. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you try it out with your friends. Don't remember, you have to enable light for this to work. But as I said, hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Peace.